Hello, hello. Matthias. How is everyone? I was going to trying to do a bit more stuff with the stream tonight, but I ran out of time. Priorities in life. I got them all wrong. I need to be worried about streaming. I didn't even have time to put a proper title on my stream or a thumbnail. I had a shock when I weighed myself today, Matthias, after being in Guangzhou and Zhuhai for Chinese New Year, not riding much. Had to up the weight again. Doesn't matter. Don't matter. It's still going to be a fun ride. Minute 15. I think Mike Redmond and Boxy might be in this ride. How's my sound? If I have time, I'll try and set up a Kahoot. AJ's. Oh, my chat's getting a bit. There we go. You're disappointed tonight. If you want to see racing, if you just want to see me get smashed, then you won't be. I'm definitely in no trouble of breaking BCAT limits, that's for sure. I finally got a solid block of training this week. Alright, here we go, 13 seconds. Where's my countdown? Don't even know if this is the right one. Not wrong one, but we'll do it anyway. And that's me done. Oh, that's right, I got no gears. That's the other thing too. I still haven't picked up my DIT battery. So basically, single speed, 0% trainer difficulty. I got that nice thing around me. Here we go. Match my avatar. Hey Pete. I'm buggered already. Yeah. It's got to look like me, doesn't it? Fuck duck. When's this finish? It's a short race, isn't it? Where's Boxy? Can't keep this up and stream. Can't talk. Come on. Snap, group, snap. Alright, this is a good spot, I think. No, still a big line of riders. Settling down at the front. That's like I've got to figure out a way, which I don't think there is, for the line to change colour and get thicker based on your effort. The only thing I can think of, because you can base it off sound, is using a microphone on the trainer. That'll be probably the most effective way. Can't change colour though, just get thicker the more sound there is. Someone using their anvil. Don't make me laugh, I'm fucked already. Definitely need to get some sugar happening. I'm pretty certain I'm following Roxy and Reddit. I've not seen if the sticker works, but the people you follow in the race, because they don't show up on your map, do they? So maybe the sticker won't work in races. The draft fan's useless. If I press it now, the draft won't increase because I'm already getting maximum draft. It's only good if you're at the front or at the back with a couple of riders. My jog's getting to the point where I'm losing a bit of draft here. Hoping to get into the second group. Looks like it's forming. There's a bit of a gap up there. So the draft band just, it gives you an increase in draft. But once you got surrounded by riders, you're getting the maximum draft. So it's ineffective. I actually tested it again today just to make sure with Coco. Hit the draft band and it did not change. So don't use it if you're in the middle of the pack. Right now I might get like a small percentage, but as soon as I hit this pack, I'll be a maximum draft already. Hey Jonas, I saw you do this one last night. I was thinking of joining, but I wasn't free. put my headphones down. Water. So my FTP is something like 300 at the moment. Somewhere around there. There's no way I can keep this up for this ride. At least the extra weight is going to help on the descents. Anyone with more oxygen in their brain is any other burritos in the group. Alright, got to concentrate on not pushing into the rise ahead of me. Split. See what little amount of watts I can do. Hopefully there's no 60-plus-year-old riders in this race blowing it up. I really need to change that chat box. That light right in the way. Who's Biz? Someone's dropped the pack. I thought I made that light. I thought I edited that light so it doesn't bugger up the chat box. Go away from Zwift for a while. Everything gets messed up. Alright, stretching. I don't want to be at the back who gets dropped. Not yet. Didn't see the speed then, but it looked like I dropped speed pretty silly then. What were you using when you're doing the TTT, James? I was thinking one of the issues is you'll all be using devices with small screens, so it's kind of hard to see your positioning as easily. Hold on, people are dropping. If I can get to the climb, hopefully the second group forms. phone. But it's a good phone, it shouldn't matter too much. Frame rate should be pretty high. Yeah. I used to race when I was first doing Zwift racing and B-Cat and then A-Cat with an old TV I found on the street. Shit image quality, but because it's big, all you need to be able to see is your positioning. Stretching. See if I can use the. I'll save the drive for the downhill bit. So there'll be a lot less riders around me. It's definitely got a break up here. Probably David. There's a gap. I ain't closing that. Probably a good time to use this. There we go, 30 extra watts draft. Blowing up. Can't talk, Pete. Can't talk. Getting dropped. I think I found my people. There's Moxie. Where is he? Up the road, I bet. Stay with these guys. All right, try and recover. It does increase the percentage, but doesn't go to above maximum. You can't get more than maximum draft. It just increases it, the efficiency. So if you're in third wheel, it's like being in first wheel. But so if you're in first wheel, it's like being in third wheel. But if you're in like 10th wheel, it's just like being in 10th wheel. There's no difference. There's a limit to the amount of draft you can get. Interestingly, when you hit the aero, your draft actually drops because you're more aerodynamic. So the increase of draft you get, well, it's actually a decrease of draft that you get. But of course, the decrease in draft you get more than compensates. I mean, the decrease in aero you get more than compensates the decrease of draft. I was getting 90 watts of draft, hit the aero and it dropped down to 60 watts of draft. Might be able to show that if I get an aero in the pack here. I don't know where the power-ups are. This is the start of my training, Pete, to finish my training. I don't know where I'll be at. I've got slightly disturbed year this year. Good news, but still disturbed. Preparation. Alright, let's stay here on this group. It's going to break up though. Oh, hear that pop in. Late join. So late join in this series. Can't talk, Pete. Let these guys go. See, maybe I use it when it's a consistent draft to show the difference. At the moment, it's just ever increasing. How's your training going, Pete? When you know late joins. Yeah, I'm to stuff to know if he popped in and out. Yeah, it's the only way to do it. Otherwise you end up with a slow group. Being the strongest rider. Everyone pops at the same time, you should be the same level. Unless they're doing a training ride, like James. It's likely to be one or two really strong riders here. For whatever reason, got dropped. There's Chababi making a joke, waiting for the punchline. These four riders are stretching it. Just grab that wheel. Here we go. Cruise to the bottom. Let's see if I can fix my chat. It's annoying. There we go. Away from the light. Yeah, Peter, I saw that. Breakaway master. So you stuffed it, you got caught. Unsubbed after that. Disappointed. Cheers, RT. Yeah. That's why I'm trying to just get into a group. If I get dropped from this group, then I can go fall back to the next group on the next climb. This group can get me to that climb though. Got enough fitness to do about 40 minutes. After that, with my lack of fitness, I'm going to definitely decline. Haven't got the training load on my legs. Well, I don't know if I'll ever get there, RT. I had the advantage of time at my best. I knew it at the time too. I knew that it's pretty much going to be the peak. I've talked to Nick Brownbull. We have these chats about making sure that for sustainability, got to develop habits rather than goals. I knew I wasn't going to be any faster than I was. I just enjoyed being at that spot, trying different tactics, different training. But it was habits that got me to that. And I have lost my habits. So I'm trying to reset them. It doesn't have to be a lot. I'm just trying to get 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, if I can. And if I can get more than 30 minutes, do that. Yeah, and it's the same thing. I always talk about how when I was in B's, moving up, I learnt a lot when I got to A's. Had just as much fun. There is the exhilaration of winning, but you have just as much fun sometimes finishing 40th as you do getting a win. It's your own personal battles. Catching this group, unfortunately, what I do is I just stuff myself with a climb, not get a rest. Let's push through here just a little bit. Just that should make the target to the next group that much easier. I do get to A+, but I don't do TTs. And the reason why I got to A+ is because I did a few TTs that were about 22 minutes. I was definitely at a point where I could get faster by doing another 5 hours a week, but 5 hours a week extra to get a little bit faster, it's not worth it. Well, don't we have this little hilly com now? Remember correctly? Yeah, see, Jonas, it's going to be carnage, alright. I'll settle into the second or third group, try and stay second. There's definitely two groups in the one that I was in. So this might break up into 3 or 4. Yeah. We used to do these Bigfoot hills with the burritos a lot. It's a good course. Definitely, absolutely kills you by the time you get to reverse hilly com. Head to the finish. Alright. I've only got a single gear as well. Still haven't got a new DLT battery. %0 training difficulty cheat. Another drafting. It still hurts as much as I remember. Alright, that suits my power delivery. I suspect I won't be able to hang on with the main pack of these guys for the volcano, but there will be wills to follow. Yeah, but it's unlucky though. I would have liked an amble just here. There's a group coming back. I don't mind that. They're probably the group that I'll be with once it's all shaken out. Don't know if they'll catch though. It is, but I always go disc wheels because I love recovery. I think the volcano, I think the disc wheels are still faster. Can't remember. Volcano is so drafty. You do have the blast kicker at the end. That skews the average gradient upwards. But until you get to that point, there is so much draft. And you've got those little downhill sections where you build up a lot of momentum. So I know the TT bike's a lot faster than the road bikes, but there's so much more aero. I'm pretty certain doing the test, the TT bikes with disc wheels are faster than the other wheels. Level 70 kit, what's that? Something else I won't wear. Go on, mate. It's like my socks that I'm wearing on in real life, not on my avatar. I was trying to now I'm definitely in a big group. I think I'll try and work out how to make this glow get bigger and smaller based on power. The only way I can do that at the moment is sound. I think it might work though, because obviously when you sprint you make a lot more sound. Well, I do on the trainer anyway. Alright, do we get another power up? I'll demonstrate that you don't really get an increase in draft with the van when you're already getting maximum draft. If this group settles, wait till we get on the bitumen. It's always draggy through here. It doesn't feel like it's flat. It doesn't feel like it's regular bitumen. Alright, so it'll settle down in a second. Once the speed pops up. Alright, hit the drafting van. See? Oh, I was wrong. There's a tiny bit though. Maybe I'm getting a not perfect draft. See if I can. So that one's when I get a different spot when that drafting van finishes. So we're at about 6 wheels. Or drop when I drop power. That's just the way it works. It's not 6 wheels deep, but it does demonstrate the drafting van. Here we go. Should drop. There we go, 96. I'm not getting a perfect 6 deep draft. So I still claim you can do your scientific tests. But when I was on the Coco ride, stretched out for miles, the draft van did not make a difference. But it does show you there you can get a sit. That's worthwhile to know. See if I get another drafting van. God, I hope I get a fella. I saw that, yeah. We did notice in Burrito how strong 60-year-olds are on Zwift. Can't wait till I'm 60. Get a 450 watt FTP. Zwift, 60 years old is fun. Was he the one that wasn't on Zwift Power, only had 2 races? Or was it a different guy, another 60-year-old? Oh yeah, I got the feather. I'm going to win the race now. Not going to lie, I do feel very drained. "20 seconds to the group behind." This outline's funny when my hair sticks up. Yeah. That's a big difference between being fit and being fit. James and Piglet, you get the hours in, and you're as fast as those guys after 4 hours. Nick's the same, Nick Bramble. He complains about being rubbish on Zwift. But give him a 2-hour race. He mops it up. One of the things about those riders too is they can fuel. I think that's, I'm not fit and I'm not used to fueling, like my body doesn't access the energy reserves. I've been taking 90 grams of carbs for months. Stomach doesn't process the energy it needs. Here's what my bro science gut feeling is. Literally gut feeling. Alright, here we go. There's always a few riders in this group who don't know how to go hard. So they're still pretty fresh. They'll do the same effort up here as I did at the first climb. Yeah, it's annoying that. You drop them on the climb and they just motor their way back again too. Got to get to the first flat. Reassess. Get in the draft, you bastard. Almost there. I reckon I'm get dropped here, James. It's alright. It's okay. Got the group behind me. $14 and $15. I'm sure there's a grip behind that. Might just be the timing. Yeah, so Jonas is a smart racer too. He streams. He did the back pedal ladder race against us. You're the smartest rider in the race, I reckon, then, Jonas. Oh, got to catch these guys' wheels. Look at that, it's only one guy. There's a couple behind. I'll join up with that third rider. Second one behind me. Oh jeez, he's doing 5 watts a kilo. I ain't gonna do that. Go past me. Give me a draft. It was Jonas. You did the right thing there. Maximise what you had. Alright, it's a quick 30 seconds behind. I'll just wait for them. They'll be faster on the flat and downhill. Might be able to save my feather here. Well, if I can keep it, Jonas, just by pacing myself to the line here. There's guys behind me. In theory, I dropped. In theory. I need recovery after the volcano. I've had plenty of horrible races. I forget easily. Wait for them to reform. Get this guy in the back. There he goes, he's in. Using the amble now. He must have had it before the banner. Losing the draft. Got it again. Did they lose the draft? No, they got it. I think. Yeah, they got it. I forgot to do a recording. It's on my camera, which is my phone. Don't matter, does it? Alright, after this little rise, I'll super tuck. Come on, get to the back. Give me the draft. There we go. Not much, but just a little bit. Come on, Dorito. If you're doing the TTT, just do this. If someone comes past you, fine, just go to the back. Don't push 6 watts per kilo as a turn. It's wasting your energy. Super tuck's faster. Not the group ride, that's where everyone messes up. But in the race, just super tuck forward to the back. Let someone else super tuck. Don't do what these guys are doing where you just keep pedaling. Sure, you might be doing 2 watts per kilo, but if you're trying to get fast down the descent, take turns super tucking. Sit in the wheels. Cut a pot through. Just don't bloody sticky watt, will you? I don't know if I can get a super tuck here, because it's a little bump. Yeah, after this bump. That's probably the only spot you want someone doing 6 watts per kilo out of the volcano into this climb. Okay. I don't know if I'll be able to super tuck here because another little bump just here. Got about 2 seconds maybe. Not that. Still got the draft though. Keep the pack moving. So if someone comes through with a super tuck now, it's perfect. I'll hit there's one more bump, I think. I'll sit at the back till we get to that. Oh, nice. They're going pretty slow. I can get through that. So it didn't take much effort. I was watching Rob Bain today saying that you're wasting the effort trying to get to the front. That was no effort. Gets the pack up to speed. He was talking about in the race though, not in the TTT, so but definitely do it in the TTT. Oh, that torque, Jonas, and that's right, there is no. But same thing applies. Just push to the front. Use that draft. It's pretty much the same thing. But yeah, no super tuck. Which means you can keep pedaling. Just pedal it 2 or 3 watts per kilo. Recover. Let the group past you. don't sit on the front doing 6 watts per kilo as a turn. You're just wasting effort. Cheers, Phil. It's the update, the Zwift update. Mind you, my avatar hasn't got it at the moment, does it? Better turn it off. Got this one as well. This one, I can make it react to sound. So I'm going to try and make it react to the sound of my trainer. So the more power I'm doing, the thicker it gets. It'd be great if it could change colour. What I might do is make it red and put it as an underlay for the white. If I get time. What are these riders? Where'd they come from? Are we lapping them or are they dropped? Must be late riders, aren't they? We do this section coming into the How are you going, Phil? You managed to stave off all the illnesses you're getting? Finally. I think I'm out of the clear finally. Managed to get to China, back again as well, without getting sick. Don't know, I haven't done a video on it yet, so those that don't know, I went to China for Chinese New Year for the first time with Whitney. Got lots of trouble at work because I was supposed to go, but I ain't missing out on Chinese New Year. It's the very first Chinese New Year after being married, and Whitney hasn't been back home for Chinese New Year since I think 2016, because we were supposed to go back for 2020, but of course that didn't happen and haven't had a chance since. So we went to Guangzhou and then went to Zhuhai for the bulk of the trip, because that's where Whitney's father's family stays. If you're not sure where that is, like me, it's pretty much all the city that surrounds Macau on the mainland. Terrible feel, absolutely terrible. But as I always say, I'm still having fun doing this race. Hurts just as much, maybe a little bit more at times compared to the lower level races, but I'm not that often the hammer in Zwift, especially the races that I choose to do. Strada Bianchi. That's one race I'd love to do, but God, it would scare the bejesus out of me. I've done a couple of gravel races in my life, but on a cyclocross bike. First one was with 28mm tyres, actually no, 32mm tyres. I immediately regretted that decision. Went straight to 38mm tyres for the next races, and even then, one of the races on wet clay was an absolute butt clencher. on the 10% descent. 10% for like 3 kilometers on wet clay, glasses covered in mud. I had to look sideways to be able to see. I couldn't take my hands off the brakes because they're pretty much full modulation between locking up, and I couldn't stop. All I was doing was just slowing my descent, arresting the descent. So I couldn't fix my glasses. And then at the very bottom, there's a sharp 90-degree right turn. I did not think I was going to stop before the barrier with the spectators all cheering for me, whilst in my mind I was imagining I was going to go straight through that barrier and clean up all the old nanas as they were cheering me. But somehow I managed to stop. Came around the corner, 100 metres down the road, there was a rider on the road because they'd not cleared the mud off their tyres before they went hurtling around the bitumen corner. So I gained a position in the race. I got what I got, might have been 12th or something. Wasn't quite a top 10. Yeah, it's well worth it. Well worth it. Don't want to get blown off the road simply because you haven't got the grip, because the wind's blowing you at 30-degree angles. The most fun I've had though was a Giro della Donna, where it was gravel, but beautiful gravel, slightly wet, on my 28mm road tyres, but they just gelled so well with the road, the gravel. You come out of corners, lay the power down, and the front end would get a little bit light. So it was like riding a motorbike, using the throttle to get out of the corner. I never felt so connected to my push bike before compared to a motorbike. I was probably an absolute amateur, but damn, it felt good. But I was passing a lot of people because I started last in the race. Did a prick chart, see how many people I could pass. It's about, I forgot what it was, a few thousand people in the race. I've really got to change my chat box. I can't read what it says. One is very impressive. I think you mean that position. I was pretty happy with it, Bill, especially as that was my second ever gravel race. I was pretty damn fit back then, and light relative. I did that race, rode home to the train station, then rode the next day to that Giro della Donna with the road bike on the gravel section. It's what I like about Zwift is I could ride Zwift so much that I made those days possible. Ride 50 k's to the start of the race, race at 140 odd k's with a mountaintop finish, 1,000 metre climb, and then I think it's a 700 metre climb, but it's a 1,000 metre mountain because you finish at the top, but then you descend to the finish just to classify. Oh crap, got tight scrape. But then I rode 100 k's home rather than take the train for about a 250k day, something like that. I don't know. It's 250 k's. What's that? whatever it was. I'm buggered. Yeah, you do feel so fast on the gravel. I've got to be my Zwift with that, that's what the issue is, isn't it? Undo that, whatever that was. There we go. Oh, I'm off the front. You knobhead. The worst time as well. Alright. Accelerate again. In theory, Phil, I should be able to stick with these guys, but I'm not fit, which, as you know, means you can do decent power the first time, but the drop-off is stupendous, as you would say, using my extended vocabulary. Alright, definitely use a feather somewhere along here. Or do I save it? Save it, save it. Always save it. They're heading to, man. That's what the bots tell me. Lucky I didn't use it, then I got a good bit of rest there. Almost at the top. A little bit of draft here. Alright, can use a feather next hill. Yeah, it does. That last bit back there just never seems to come. Come on, get the honey. Did he get it? Did he get it? Oh, he got it. He must have got it. It's true. What's everyone else doing? 2s and 3s. They're still getting a rest, but what's the point? Just do nothing. get more of a rest. I'm running out of water. I'm not used to doing 2 bottle rides. Alright. Use a feather smartly here. You guys used it too early. Good for me. It's not going to blow up here because unless you're a fool, there's no reason to break this group up. Mind you, they're being fools. Alright, hold the feather, hold it. It's going to fall back just a touch. Use the feather to accelerate at the top. If I need. I can ease up here. Arrow. Our guys using a van, anvil. Good timing though. It's slower than us. It'll all come back together again. The guy that used the anvil got dropped. Totally messed that up. I was going to stop pedaling there, but I was a bit worried. I'll stop pedaling now. Yeah, there's a fellow, wasn't he, used the anvil? Must have had the anvil before the banner used it. Got no man's land. Lost the draft. Lost his pace. Oh, I'm running out of water. I wonder if Uber delivers. The reason why I'm riding tonight is Whitney's doing overtime. She's having to work tonight to help her workplace get out a bit of a hole that dug themselves. There is only one more to go, Watopia, the reverse hilly. But you know what the hardest climb is? That wooden bridge and gravel heading to the finish. That just, especially, might not be too bad in this group actually. If it splits a little bit and the strong riders just bugger off. As long as I'm not unfortunate enough to be able to stay in the wheels. I do like the reverse hilly com. And then it's really 3 parts. That first sharp bend and the steady rise to the little descent into the last section. Yep. I do love that bridge. If we're riding with the burritos, because generally Piglet's put on so much hurt from under everyone else when we're sat in the wheels that everyone else is kaput. I've managed to save some effort, but that's a big if. The other way around is absolutely horrible. Mentally it's so difficult. Right. The other section too is a long drag through the back and forward S-bend section, 1% gradient. And the other bit, everything else, this is the only good bit till the finish. I was thinking of playing Kahoot if I blew up badly. Looks like next time we'll play Kahoot. I was riding with Coco this morning watching the In the Drops podcast, YouTube type thing with guest speaker, Zwift Insider. I managed to jump into Kahoot. Well, Bowie Brevet did anyway. I'm not sure if they got my reference to Bowie. Has it really been that long? Maybe they just don't think it was funny. I thought Zwift Insider would pick it up, but he's American, isn't he? They have a funny way of showing humour sometimes. Sorry to all my American viewers, but there is a difference in culture. Us Aussies have got the worst sense of humour. Probably alongside you Brits. It's hard with the Dutch. Often I see comments, Jonas, from the back pedal, the Dutch crew. I'm not sure if they're being sarcastic or not. My uncle, even though we say it's my Dutch uncle, he's been in Australia 50 years, he still has 99% of his makeup is still Dutch. He still confuses me with his sense of humour sometimes. Oh. What's my group averaging? I closed my source window that showed the average group power, but they're all pushing along at 3 watts per kilo. This guy doing 5 behind. 5.4. What's he doing? Oh, he's backed off now. I've got to get myself a new phone. My old Samsung's starting to die. It's getting hot. Battery's running out. Have to charge it twice a day now. Tempted to get the new iPhone because Whitney's got an iPhone. It makes. She's got a 15. Not the Pro. I was thinking about getting the Pro. Try to hold on to the 16 comes out. We can just sort of alternate. I don't know if my phone's going to last long enough. I could just go between until then. God, this is hurting my legs. Don't need to go that hard. Starting to feel a cramp in my right quad. It's getting twingy. Yeah, and I haven't got a gear to sprinting either. Just riding single speed, 0% train difficulty. So, one of those cases where I've been doing it recently. Well, recently, as in the last few months when I have been able to do races. Do some fake attacks last few kilometres, then goes 1 kilometre to go, hoping they think that I'm going to ease up like I did with the other fake attacks. It's worked so far, but I was a bit fitter then. I think I've got that fake attacks in me. They'll be regular attacks. I think I'll just be holding on. I've got the aero. So I can just sit in the wheels. guy on the left doing? He's getting no draft at all. Here it is. He's getting a little bit now. 44, 36, 30, 50. I'm getting 90. That's why I say, don't sit at the side. It's like 3 or 4 riders getting far less draft. 5 riders now getting no draft. I think I get what you're saying, James. I do hate it. Oh, come on, get to the end before these cramps get to me. It's so hot today. Another reason why I'm doing a late stream. 32 degrees or so. Not stupidly hot, but hot enough in the shed, that's for sure. It's cooled down a lot now, so don't think that I'm riding in 32 degree heat. Ain't no way I'm doing that. So some guys doing 5 watts per kilo back then. It's probably going to kick my ass up the climb, though. Cheers, RT. Just got to get over it. Alright, hard part's done. Now it's just a mental game. We should catch these guys. Should. Depends if everyone sits up. Because I ain't working. Where'd these guys come from? Oh, miles behind. All coming together. It's quite a big group too. Oh, feather. That's the wrong one, dude. Wrong one. You're doing 4.2, 4.3. Getting hurt, that's for sure. Good TTT that one, RT. Don't the front, don't the front. Front for about half a second. Alright, someone always pushes up this climb. Piglet. I'm too stuffed to make efforts. I got one effort left in me. Hopefully someone goes first. I can give it a little bit of a follow then. getting slow though. Come on, someone go. 37 k's an hour. Time for a little fakie. I can't chase it. This is make someone follow. Burn power ups. Yeah, exactly. This is a recovery time. Kicked it all off, which is what I wanted. Sitting the wheels then. So guys, got a little bit of a gap, which is good. Make him work. He's obviously strong. Doing 42 k's an hour. It's not too bad. Not fast, but not slow. Guy up front's not got a big gap. You might win, but it's a gamble. Bastard! Bastard! Yeah, Jonas, as you can see, because I only got one gear, I couldn't get out. Go to the saddle, and then cadence got too high. Sit back down again, spin. So I couldn't do a Scott Brotherhood sprint. That's my excuse. Cheers for watching, people. That was good fun. As I say, fit or not, they are good fun. Let's have a look at the graph of my 300 watt FTP. If it doesn't look good enough, I'll always lower my FTP to 250. Oh, decent calories. It's the advantage of being heavier. $695 peak power. Yeah, I just couldn't get the gear. Get back, get out of the way. Draft gauge. Cheers, Chris. Still at 25. That was a week. After an hour and 40 minutes, I should be able to drop it down to 0, shouldn't I, Archie? Who won the race? Let's see which 60-year-old won it today. I can't see the picture very well, but it looks like a very young. Of course, the picture's tiny. I can't tell anything from that. What they do, 5 watts per kilo for an hour and 35. And they won by 14 seconds, and they beat Leeson. I'm not going to say anything. I'll say that for the burrito chat. Can't go back to there we go. Oh. Was it 14-minute lead, not 14 second? I wasn't sure if I was reading it correctly. The Zwift working on it, Jonas, with their MPA. They've mentioned they're building an algorithm to deal with longer efforts. Because realistically, the MPA for Zerts, it's more like my 30, well, I'm pretty unfit, so it's probably more like my 25-minute power, but when I'm fit, it is seconds. Makes it less fun, doesn't it, James? 14 minutes is a much better headline. But yeah, Jonas, they're working on trying to make that watt balance algorithm for 2, 3, 4, 5, hour rides, because it's a difficult component though, because everyone's so unique. You got James and Piglet. If they do a 4-hour ride, the algorithm has to be tailored so much better for them than for this for me, because their endurance is just built on a 25-story brick underground construction. Mine's built on a straw and the shit that I've got in the outhouse. On Zerd, I think I've got 1 star as my training loader, which is pretty much what I never had it at 1 star, because I used to do a lot of riding before I did Zerd. Not sure what that training load means in terms of Strava. I haven't paid for Strava for a long time. I'm an indoor rider now. If I ride outdoors, it's definitely not for anything besides cruising around, sightseeing. Which is actually the beauty of Zwift, is that my outdoor rides can simply be sightseeing. The ego is non-existent. There's nothing to prove outdoors. Yeah, there is the AI training thing which I started, but I kept on getting sick. don't think it was from the training progress. I think it was just purely the illness. I feel like I'm back to full fitness now, but this will be the last ride. I'll have a break tomorrow and then go back to easy cocoa rides. Try and build the base up before doing the Kyle F. Jackson training plan. It's a great training plan, but you need a strong base. Habits, form, fitness. 30 minutes. That's all you need a day. At least I'm just as strong post-race as I was when I was fit. 40 watts per post-race, right? Yeah, I'll jump onto Lucy once I get a little bit more base, because it's a great training ride, but I think I just don't have the fitness quite yet. I'm just trying to make sure I don't want to get sick again. Probably only a week off it, but I'll jump back in with Lucy soon. Because I'm not sure, when I came back from China and got sick and then took 3 weeks off or so, I jumped back in and probably I followed the training plans, but I had almost no base and sickness. And I don't get paid to race or train like you do, James. So I've got there's little value in trying to push. Anyway, getting back to what I was talking about before, I was completely buggered. I've got to get a new phone. And I want to get something that I can take good slow motion with. I like the iPhone that Whitney's got. And I was thinking about the Pro, but the problem with the Pro is it only does 60 frames per second 4K. And it records externally to a hard drive, which is great, but it's a connection. And I'm worried about always having that USB connection. Having to unplug that to charge the phone, plus it's what you plug your microphone into, so I can't plug my microphone into, and also just a hard disk, so I'd have to have then a dongle. It's just all sorts of fussing about for what is arguably the best phone on the market. But Sony, supposedly tomorrow they're releasing their Series 1 Mark 6 information, and while Sony's not a very good phone compared to an iPhone, it does have all the Sony A series camera technology, 4K 120 frames per second, which for an absolute amateur like me is something I can really bugger up and have fun with. Because as I'm going to China, I've applied for leave from work. If you haven't been following along, I went to China for Chinese New Year with Whitney despite not getting leave from work, because I don't want to get in trouble, so I don't want to mention it anymore. But I've applied for leave for work after the 4 days short weekend after Easter. Oh, cramping. Because, well, I'll let you guys know a little bit more in a few weeks once we've got a bit more confirmation. But there's a big upheaval. I'm sure you can appreciate. I can't quite speak about it yet because it's still early stages. But if I'm going to China quite regularly, I'd love to be able to do some good cinematography vlogs, especially as I'm Zwifting, especially as YouTube Zwifting is cramping. It's not going to be regular, but I can still make content. Oh, Jesus. So it just gives me something to play with. I'm really cramping badly on my quad. Oh. I've spoken about it before, but I've had arrhythmia issues a few years ago that eventually I got an ablation. And I always tested low in magnesium. And even though I take magnesium supplements, I still struggle with cramps. I do think it's something to do with the arrhythmia issues I've had with my heart. I did get decent length rides, but then it did pop up again even when I was taking magnesium. I think I'm just susceptible to it. Anyway, gets on to my point with Peter Sagan. Heard that he's had an ablation after getting high heart rate, which sounds to me like atrial flutter. So you got atrial fibrillation, which many people get when they get older. And a lot of the times it happens when you're actually not exercising. You might just be sitting there and you just feel like you've got an abnormal heartbeat. Now with atrial fibrillation, your heart rate generally doesn't climb higher than your maximum heart rate. Whereas Sagan, they said he had over 200. Now, what I had was a flutter, which means that I had a pathway from one part of my heart down to the bottom part of the heart, which bypassed the limiter, as they said. So my maximum heart rate far exceeded what I would normally do. So if you watch my Zwift races, if I've had a break, I'm well into the 190s in my heart rate, but that's normal. But if you get atrial flutter, what happens is having a 2 to 1 or a 1 to 2 beat, you get a 1 to 1 beat. So you're basically missing a beat, and the chamber closes before, the valve closes before your blood's pumped out. So you don't get blood flow, which means that you get, even if you lie down, you're not getting heart blood flow. I used to get dark vision and my hearing would go. Even if you're lying down, it doesn't come back. It's pretty terrible. Pretty frightening too, because it's like it comes and goes. So you go to get a test and it's fine, but eventually it just gets worse and worse. And so it's probably what's happened with Sagan. He's probably had little flutters and they just go away after a few seconds and it's fine. He doesn't really know what's going on. But I suspect at the finish line he had it, and then they put him on an ECG 6-point or 12-point, and then you pick it up straight away. And like, okay, you gotta get an ablation, and if you got private healthcare like he would have, straight into hospital, 1 hour. They did for me. They go through the groin, go up through the artery into your heart, burn the bit of heart that's causing the issue, and away you go again. The damage on the heart's negligible. It's just the groin area needs a bit of recovery, which as a cyclist is a pretty important area. Well, as a male. I've done potassium, but they always show that I'm low on magnesium. So I take potassium, eat plenty of, Whitney does so much salt in the cooking. I've had it before I met Whitney and after I met Whitney, so it's not so much nutrition. I've tried, like when I had the issues, I tried changing my diet a lot. Nothing seemed to work. The only thing that stopped it off, of course, was medication until they gave the ablation, but medication is horrible. It makes you so lethargic and your heart rate is basically put on hold. I think my maximum heart rate was about 160 beats per minute, which is fine for endurance riding, but your VO2 gets completely smashed. Oh, now I'm getting the inside of the leg. But it's interesting to see what happens with Sagan, because most likely he'll be on medication just for a little while they confirm that the ablation worked. So he's not going to be able to, I think it took me about 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks to come off it. And then it's a little bit of, it's in your system till you clear it, obviously. But then after that, it feels like you're taking drugs, performance enhancing drugs, when you come off it, because all of a sudden you're just turbocharged. So it's interesting to see what happens when he comes back. Could be the underlying issue he's had for a few years. Yeah, it's a little tiny wire that goes up with a little balloon expandery thing with a little, I'm not sure if it's a, they burn it with cold or they burn it with heat. I think they burn it with cold. And what they do is they do tests on your heart, as far as I know, to see if they can, I could have jumped on with that bot, but no way, you're not at 40 watts. Oh, actually, I've got to do it for James to show that the draft band does not make a difference when you're in the pack. Oh, that was for you, James. Oh, that effort made something fall down behind me. All right, I'll settle into the pack. All right, draft is pretty steady. Well, it was steady. Got to hold the same power, otherwise the draft does go up and down. All right, here we go. Actually, I'll get a little bit deeper because it's a bit thin back here. There we go. Oh geez, I've got cramping base legs now. Hope you appreciate this, James. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Did pop a 6 watts. I think it does show pretty negligible, and pretty certain what I saw before was true because I was in the thick of cocoa. I'll try and get a little bit thicker up so when it stops. Alright, try and stabilise power. Might have stabilised power, I don't know. Takes about a second. There we go. So, yeah, I'm pretty certain that there is a maximum draft you can get, and the draft vent won't make it any higher. It does show there that, and also on the race, that you do get a little bit, but I wouldn't waste it in a pack unless you're burning it. What am I doing 40 watts for? I mean, not doing 40 watts for. Ooh. Yeah, so I think with the draft band, if you're going to use it, be at the front of the pack. You will be at the front of the pack. So it's mega if you're in second, third, fourth, fifth wheel, I think. Or if you're at the back of the pack. But I've noticed that when I've been doing ZRL and having draft bands and everyone's sprinting like hell, you just sit in the same spot. I really wish you could get rid of those love heart emojis because it does ruin everyone's chat, doesn't it? Think first something of Zwift games. First power up, first. What's the deal with the Zwift games? So because you've been through the Zata verification, you get to enter the secret race, don't you? And then you've got the regular, so I can join the regular Zwift games racing in CCAT, which is what I'm aiming for. I don't need to do verifications to win that, do I? So A cat, B cat, C, D cat can be the champion, but you don't need to worry about verifications, which is going to make those races absolutely horrible, aren't they? It's going to be so much cheating going on. If I didn't have a job, I'd have so much content to make, complaining so much about Zwift. I'd be like those channels that thrive off Trump, and when he goes away they die. I'd thrive off bagging out Zwift, but it'd be the gravy train. But Do you know how I am? I don't know how you am, Chase. I just said my turbo is in a different country. I can't do. Oh, do you know? So do you get? What happens if you haven't done it? Do they just kick you out of the race when you enter, like they did with the qualifying I did a few years ago before they didn't let me know that I didn't accept my trainer, or if they don't need to type, James, just need to pedal underwater whilst drowning. Whoa. I'm not going up this hill. Why am I going up this hill? I really should go to bed. It's 11:06. I've got work at 8:40 in the morning. Yeah, you got the right trainer, but so did they give you an exemption or something? Or are you just going to rock up and kick everyone's ass anyway? Okay. They said it was good, or you said it was good? Legit. Hashtag legit elite Zwift racer. Should just send a picture with you next to Egan Banau. Egan says I'm legit. Except you'd be so confused. Oh, you got the invite? Oh, good. I obviously know who you are, James. Well, almost had a head on then. Did I take a picture of my graph? I can't remember. Too old and slow. I think I did. Yeah, I did take a picture of my graph. I remember now, waiting for the never-ending kilometres to drop. I'm not used to doing that many Ks. Alright, I better go. As entertaining as I am. I've got to set up my thing for more automated things. Let me see if I can do it. Smart pads. Forgotten how to do it now. I'll work on it later. Cheers, RT. Cheers, Jonas. Cheers, anyone else who was secretly watching. Probably secretly glad that I got smashed. You guys help make the views. Chat below. Tell me I'm a cheat and slow. Tell me I got no idea what I'm doing. I better put my music on, otherwise I won't be able to do my outro. Alright. Try and do this smoothly, like as if I know what I'm doing. Catch you all later.